Hi, I'm Harrison. This is the spot where I came up with the idea for my album, Scribbles, and it's just sort of similar to how I have this book here. I had a different book, and I came down and I sat, I think, right here below me, and I just wrote some shit out. And I think the songs I wrote, none of them are on the album, but the idea for the album came from here. I had another project at the time that I was doing, which was another album, but it was another sort of joke album. And I thought, what if I just wrote real things? What if I wrote normal problems? And so I just started writing them down as like, kind of like poetry, almost like little songs. And I just called them Scribbles. And I was like, I think I would have just written it at the top of the page. Scribbles 1, Scribbles 2, and I would just write some stuff. And then I thought, fuck this other stuff off that I'm doing, because this is, I really enjoyed doing this. This was really good for me. And I thought it was like really cool writing real stuff, which I'd been wanting to do for ages. I just couldn't, or thought I couldn't. But here, right in this exact spot, is where I realized I kind of can. I just haven't yet. And so I did. I made a bunch of songs that were just writing, and then I made some of them properly, and almost none of them are on the album. You know, there were about 10 different songs that got the title of Scribbles, the actual song. None of them ended up on the album. I just gave that to the outro. A song called Walking Thoughts, Wired. There were so many, but yeah. I was making music, but I was putting like little, too much of a joke on it, so that if people were like, oh, this is bad, I could be like, dude, it's supposed to be bad. It's a joke. You ever heard of comedy? It's comedy music. It's not actually, I'm not taking myself seriously, but I'd be spending hours and hours and hours and hours on it, so I was taking it seriously. But here is where I sort of made the switch, and I hadn't come up with like Beautiful Day Records or anything, or had written anything other than those few little songs. But when I did here, write those few songs, I was like, damn, these scribbles, even if it's not, because like I always wanted my first album, because like I said, I always wanted to make real music. I wanted my first album to be like a really good concept album. I wanted it to be super structured well and thought through before it was actually put out, instead of it just being a bunch of songs. But I found a cool medium of this where it's, the whole point of it is it's sort of mixed, matched, and all over the place. So there's a lot of songs on there that are just fun. And there are like lyrics randomly within these like fun songs that are like quite truthful, because that's the point. It's just a bunch of random scribbles, and then people can listen to it and be like, oh, this sounds like shit. And instead of me saying, yeah, it's supposed to, it's funny, I say, I don't care. This is how I made it, and it's done. And then I can move on to the next thing. I think it's a good way to get everything out of my system that I've wanted to write about up until this point, from like being born. It's just like a put it out, and then you can then go on to your next project and be like, oh, I already got all of that other stuff out of the way. Now I can make a really good concept album, which I am doing, and I am writing, and I am making that currently, and it's called Go Outside, which again kind of reflects this. I mean, this spot, this whole area around me, I grew up right next to, so I come here all the time. Yeah, I write a lot here, and I'm gonna go home now because it's actually getting dark, and I need to do grocery shopping. So, I'm cold, man. I'm fucking freezing. But yeah, I just wanted to do that. Oh, fuck. Ow, I just had my fucking hand on a rose bush. I tried to put my hand in my fucking jacket and do one of, okay, there's definitely like prickles in there. That's bad. I went to like pull my arm, like put my arm through, and there's a fucking like dead rose bush there. I fucking punched it. Anyway, yeah, that's it. This is just a kind of important spot for me and for the album, because I probably still have the book somewhere that I wrote. The original stuff. And if you were to read it now, it's horrible. Like, it's bad. It's bad stuff. It's really shit. But that's the point. Because I evolved, and so you hear songs on the record that are from like a little bit after I came up with the idea to then like literally like probably a month, not even a month, probably like a week before I put the whole album out. Like it's all over the shop, but that's what I love about it. That's, I thought, you know, embrace it, call it Scribbles. It's a bunch of mix-matched fucking bullshit. And then the next one will be a little bit more grounded and a little bit more conceptual. Anyway, thinking of concepts, I better think of Walking over there. Walking Thoughts. That was one of the songs that I never made. It was like and walking thoughts. But I didn't like it because it sounded like I was saying walking thoughts. You know what I mean? So I think I scrapped it. I made like 5 different versions of it too, and then I just thought, nah, it's bad, so I got rid of it. Anyway, that was, I guess that was like a story time. Anyway, bye. That was that. Bye.